Hello and welcome my friend, and how are you doing? And next I am planning to show you that why this my cars or trucks gearbox is not working. That what is wrong and what is issue in my gearbox. And now we can see that I have already taken my gearbox away, and gearbox, this is manual gearbox, and now when I am starting to check that what is wrong in this my gearbox, there is now 3 different tests what I have to do. Okay, and first test is that I have to change this gearbox gears, and it happens so that I have to rotate that my gearbox in position. Where is this gearbox, this change switch, and in that way when I move these gears in here, I can test in same way like in gear stick that how these my gears are working. And normally it is good that I take grip in here, and then I move that in this side. This is number like 1 and then 2, and then I have to move that in this direction or in that direction and check that how it works in that way. And then when I move that in here, it sometimes, okay, now I have to move in here. Now I found in new gears. And this is like, this is maybe gear, reverse, number 1, number 2, and then in that area there is number 4 and number 5 when I move that in different positions. Okay, good. And this is like this gear stick movement test. And now when I tested this my gear, I can see that this gearbox works quite well. There is no any stuck or jam situation. And also it is good that this movement is easy. If this is like not possible to move in some positions, then there is some issue in this inside gears or bearings. Okay, and that means that now my gearbox is quite okay. Okay, and then second test is that when this gearbox is made so that there are bearings and shafts and axles. Okay, and that's I have to next test that how works this drive shaft drive. There is now, that is right side, and this one in here is left side drive shaft, this connection point. And now I am testing that how this my drive shafts moves, and this drive shaft drive, and there is idea that I have to rotate this my drive shaft so that I take 2 hands, and then I have to check that then I have to listen that is there any sounds. This sounds quite normal, listen. And then I can also change gears. Okay, now. And then this means that now when this drive shaft drive moves nicely, and when I rotate it in this direction and another, there is no any clamp or tolerance. And then I do this tolerance test so that I press that shaft in down and up, and now I am trying to find some clamp in here, extra movement. But this is very good, and this is also excellent. Okay, And this was the second test, that how works this drive shaft gear, and because there are those gears what connects to this drive. And then third test is that how works this main shaft and axle, because this axle, in here we have connection to this engine, and this axle and shaft's connection is directly to this engine's flywheel, and there is only clutch package in there what takes this connection. And now this is the most critical shaft, and now I do so that I do first this up and down test in this way, and let's look closer. And in that test, first is up and down, and I take hard grip, and then I try to move that shaft in up and down. And there is idea that I am now searching that if there is any these bigger tolerances in here, because sometimes this shaft can move in so big amount, like half inches up and down. And then in that position, this is like this gearbox. This is this clutch movement piston, and now I take this away, and this is not only, this is not normal in all cars, but in that car is it. And now I am again doing this my test, and now when there is no any movement in that side, then I start to move that in that direction. And sometimes we can find in her clamp. Now I try to move that in this way, but this is very stuck, and no stuck, I mean that very solid, no any extra tolerance. Excellent. And then I do third test, that I try to rotate that in here. And now when drive shaft, this drive is moving, look, this means that there is nice connection, and then also another direction. Good. And now this my test showed to me that this gearbox, this should be okay, and there is no any critical issues. And then of course final third thing is to find that if I can find in here any leaks in these connection points. But now it seems that, and also that area is critical, but now I think that there is no any extra leaks, and that means that this gearbox should be okay. Okay, and that kind of information to you, my friend, that how you can test that what is this your gearbox situation, and if you find any of those four things, what were that first one was this drive shaft movement, is this okay, that one in that way, and is there any extra tolerances in this way or in that way. This is first test. And second test was that what is this gearbox stick and gear stick movements in here, are they okay, and they move nicely, there is fine in here. And third test is that is there any, this is main drive and main shaft in this gearbox, that is there any extra tolerances. But in that my case, these third things are okay, and final fourth thing was that I am looking for extra these oil leaks and fluid leaks in here, but now I can't find any. Okay, that kind of information, my friend, and thumbs up, and see you in next movie.